With a nice light wind forecast for sailing on from Aurora, we picked up the anchor and headed back across the lagoon, making sure to follow our GPS track from the way in to avoid running aground.
The plan was to sail on to Makemo, another atoll in the Tuamotus, and then on to Fakarava. On the way out through the pass, we had some playful visitors.
Somebody's looking at me! Oh, it's upside down! They're rubbing their bellies! Oh, wow! I've seen that before, that's amazing! Come and have a look! Come and have a look! What is he doing? Oh, he's been upside down for like ages! Like right upside down and just staying there looking at me! Look at him!
It's only 90 miles between Aurora and Makemo, and we had 25 hours to do it in order to be arriving at slack tide. So only needing to average 3.6 knots, we were happy to drift along in the light wind conditions. So we're waiting outside the pass at Makemo. It's a much smaller gap than the previous atoll, so the current really flows through here faster, and it's a bigger atoll, so there's more water to come out. And at the moment there's big standing waves even though there's no wind, so we're going to wait a bit longer. It should be slack tide in about 20 minutes time, maybe half an hour's time. It's not an exact science. Right, let's do this. We're going 1.4 knots. We'd normally be doing at least 6 with this amount of RPM. We're in. Now we need to find somewhere to anchor.
It's all bommies, no clear sand.
We couldn't find a place to anchor which was shallow enough and clear of coral bommies, so we decided to head back out and on to Fakarava before the current in the pass picked up.
Thankfully, the heavy showers passed and we were able to make our way safely across the atoll into a beautiful anchorage.
There's some pretty big crabs here. This crab hole And this is what it's been eating. Coconut's completely hollowed out on the inside.
This one. Everyone likes the coconuts. Big lip. Oh, so cute. Matt is determined we're going to get a boat cat.
This one's friendly.
After a relaxing couple of days, it was time to move to an anchorage closer to the South Pass, ready for swimming with the sharks. Near the pass, the bottom is scattered with coral bommies, so we had to buoy our chain to avoid snagging them. In the process, we made a discovery under Florence. We've got some remora fish which normally attach themselves to sharks stuck on the bottom of Florence. Watch this.
Remora fish are commonly seen attached to sharks, and there are a lot of them here.
In anticipation of snorkeling the next day, we went ashore to look at what we'd be facing from the docks of the dive centre next to the pass.
We're about to go and snorkel the South Pass at Fakarava. We've come here because there's lots of sharks, but we're not too sure yet about being in the water with them all. We'll see how it goes. The bigger sharks were resting on the bottom and difficult to see, but there were plenty of smaller black tips to keep us company.
This number of sharks indicates a healthy food chain on the reef, which means these guys were more frightened of the sharks than we were. Well, that was a really good way to end our time in the Tuamotus. I think this has been my favourite place so far, but I do say that about quite a lot of places. We're now heading to the Society Islands, hopefully in time for Bastille Day.